I just sold a home in your area, over on Primrose Lane. It has 2 more sell right away. So I was wondering, when do you plan on moving? It could take 1 to 3 months in this market to get a home sold. Did you know is simply set an appointment so I can help you get what you want? Welcome to the Daily Script Workout video. My name is Matthew Ferry, and the purpose of this video is to teach you the gestures, the energy, and the tonality in the Mike Ferry scripts that you learn at the Productivity School. Now, hopefully you've been to the Productivity School. If you haven't been to the Productivity School, there's some things I'm going to show you that are going to bring you up to speed. But this video is designed that once you've been, you continue your learning and you continue practicing and internalizing the scripts. So there are 6 things that we've got to talk about before we begin. The first one is this: memorize, rehearse, and internalize the script. The game in sales is to get your language down, your conversation down so well that you don't think about it. Once you get the conversation down, then you can begin thinking about the client. When you're thinking about the client, you're going to be infinitely more effective. So the purpose of this video, as you know, is to assist you in doing that, in making sure that you have the language of sales down for real estate. Number 2, your body changes your tonality and your emotion. Now, your tonality, obviously, if I say to you, Bob, Bob, the same word said in different ways means different things. So we're going to practice saying the words in a way that's effective. And then we're also going to learn to use our body to impact our own energy, our own emotional state of mind. You're going to find that by doing the scripts in this way, you stay energized, you stay excited, and the whole process of presenting the scripts becomes fulfilling and exciting for you. Number 3, use pauses to make the scripts sound real. See, when people are speaking, they pause in weird ways. So we're going to practice. Part of this video process is to practice the pauses that make the scripts sound real. Number 4, smile. In fact, what you're going to find is during this video presentation that you end up smiling so much your cheeks hurt. And that is a good sign, because most people don't smile enough. Now, when you're smiling, it causes other people to smile. So when we're practicing our scripts, we want to practice smiling. Number 5, use a downswing. We want to use a downswing when we are making statements or questions. By using a downswing, we sound like an authority. We sound like we mean it. And it really causes the person to want to answer you. There are going to be times when we use upswings in our tonality, but for the most part, at the end of a question and at the end of a statement, we're going to use a downswing. Now, what you'll find is there are body movements that we use that are designed solely to create a downswing. For example, when we do the script, when do you plan on moving? What we find is people go up on moving. So we're going to karate chop on move. So moving. By karate chopping on moving, what that does is bring the mu up and the ving down. Sometimes we're going to fold our body over. When we fold our body over, that brings the tonality down. So you'll want to move along with the video and just do it precisely. Do it exactly the way that I'm doing it. There's purpose behind this. It's not like I'm doing these movements because it's fun. Each of these movements is designed to either enhance your energy, create a different tonality, use a downswing, create more authority, more power, all of it. The last thing, number 6, focus on I really want to know. And we're going to practice in each of the scripts having this feeling like I really want to know. And you're going to see that there's a particular facial expression like tell me that brings people in. Even when you're using the phone, remember, even when you're using the phone, you'll want to create this feeling like, I really want to know. And when you do, people will respond. So let's get to the scripts. I've got my Productivity School workbook with me that has all the scripts in it. I'm going to use my book so that if I get distracted or if I get taken away from the script, I can look right back down, get myself back on the script again. I want you to do the same thing. Have your book with you when you do your practicing. Let's get started. Let's begin with the just listed script. Ready? Hi, my name is blank with blank. I just listed a home for sale over on Primrose Lane. It has 4 bedrooms and 2 baths, and it's listed at $299,900. And I was wondering, who do you know that would like to move into our area? I appreciate you taking the time to think about it. Tell me, when do you plan on moving? How long have you lived at this address? Where did you move from? How did you happen to pick this area? If you were to move, where would you go next? How soon do you have to be there? Obviously, you realize it could take 1 to 3 months in this market to get a home sold. Did you know that? So, my question is, do you have to be sold in 1 month, or do you want to start selling at that time? Fortunately, to get you one step closer to blank, all we need to do now is simply set an appointment, so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Which would be better for you, Monday or Tuesday at 4? Let's do the just sold script. Hi, my name is blank with blank. I just sold a home in your area, over on Primrose Lane. It has 4 bedrooms and 2 baths, and it's sold for $299,900. We know when someone sells a home, usually 2 more sell right away. So I was wondering, when do you plan on moving? How long have you lived at this address? Where did you move from? How did you happen to pick this area? If you were to move, where would you go next? And when would that be? Obviously, you realize it could take 1 to 3 months in this market to get a home sold. Did you know that? So, my question is, do you have to be sold in 1 month, or do you want to start selling at that time? Fortunately, to get you one step closer to blank, all we need to do now is simply set an appointment, so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Which is better for you, Monday or Tuesday at 4? Let's do the for sale by owner script. Hi, I'm calling about the home for sale. Is this the owner? My name is blank with blank. I work with a lot of buyers and sellers in the area, and I was wondering, how can I help you? Thanks for thinking about that. Let me ask you, how much time will you take before you will consider interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home? What has to happen before you will consider interviewing a powerful agent like myself for the job of selling your home? If you sold this home, where would you go next? How soon do you have to be there? Why did you decide to sell this home? How would you rate your motivation to move on a scale of 1 to 10? What methods are you using for marketing your home? How did you determine your sales price? Are you prepared to adjust your price down when working with a buyer? Why did you decide to sell yourself rather than list with a real estate agent? If you were to list, which agent would you list with? How did you happen to pick that agent? If you were to list, what would you expect an agent to do to sell your home? Are you familiar with the techniques I use to sell homes? What would be the best time to show you, Monday or Tuesday at 4? Okay, it's time to do the expired script. Hi, I'm looking for name. Hi, name. My name is blank with blank. I'm sure you figured out that your home came up on our computer as an expired listing, and I was calling to see when you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home. If you sold this home, where would you go next? How soon do you have to be there? Name. What do you think stopped your home from selling? How did you happen to pick the last agent you listed with? What did that agent do that you like best? What do you feel they should have done? What will you expect from the next agent you choose? Have you already chosen an agent to work with? I would like to apply for the job of selling your home. Are you familiar with the techniques I use to sell homes? What would be the best time to show you, Monday or Tuesday at 4? Let's do the qualifying the listing appointment script. Now, we're going to do something different with this script. This script I would like you to turn into a questionnaire that you will then fill out after you get the appointment. Now you're going to set the appointment and go directly into this script. Do not get off the phone until you've done this script and answered these questions with the client to make sure that it's a valid appointment for you. So we're going to practice writing down the answers, and we'll just do it hypothetically, obviously. So before I come out, there are a couple of questions I need to ask you. If what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I come out on Tuesday at 4? Do you plan to interview more than one agent for the job of selling your home? Tell me again, where are you moving to? Tell me again, why are you moving there? How soon do you have to be there? If I sell your home in the next 30 days, would that pose a problem for you? What would happen if your home did not sell? When I see you, how much do you want to sell your home for, realistically? As a professional real estate agent, I study homes and prices every day. Therefore, I assume you'll list with me at a price that will cause your home to sell, correct? So, what's the price you won't go below? How much do you owe on the property? Have you ever thought about selling it yourself? Will you help finance the home for the buyer, or do you need your cash out? Will you quickly describe your home for me? How would you rate your home on a scale of 1 to 10? What would make it a 10? Is there anything, positive or negative, about your home that could affect the price? I'll be sending over a package of information. Will you take a few moments and review it? Do you have any questions before I arrive? I've only spoken to you. Are there any other decision makers? I need to have a conversation with them before I arrive. Are they there now? So you know, our meeting should only take between 5 and 25 minutes. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday at 4. Let's begin the listing presentation. Now remember, the listing presentation as a whole has 3 segments. They all flow into each other, 1, 2, and 3. But each one has a close in it. It's a trial close. So if the client is ready to list right then and there, you close and go to the contract. If the client has more objections, you continue on with the presentation. So we're going to begin with the 1-minute presentation. Now remember, the 1-minute presentation is designed for those clients who know you, they want you already, and they already have a great price in mind. Now how do you know that? You know that because you qualified them before you went out on the appointment. So we're going to begin with the 1-minute presentation, then we'll go to the CMA presentation, and then we're going to go to the price objection script. So let's begin with the 1-minute presentation. Ready? Hi, thanks again for having me over. I'm excited about getting your home on the market and getting it sold. Do you mind if I take a quick look at your home? I wrote down 3 real important questions for you. Number 1, do you absolutely have to sell your home? Number 2, will you price your home to sell? Number 3, do you want me to handle the sale for you? All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Now remember, you only close there and use that last line. All we need to do now, when the client wants you and they want it at a great price, at a price that you already agree to. Let's go to the next segment. Okay, let's do the next segment of the listing presentation. This is the second of 3 segments in the listing presentation called the CMA presentation. Now remember that each one flows into the next, and the reason that you're going to go to the CMA presentation, whether they want you or not, when you said, do you want me to handle a sale for you, they may have said yes. But if their price is off, you need to take them through a logical step-by-step presentation that convinces them to choose a price even lower oftentimes than you would pick, which is a great thing, great place to be, because now you can raise it up. So let's go into the presentation. You're going to bring your notes with you on your presentation. Remember that you're live, you're in person, and you've brought your book and you've brought your notes. Here we go. Name. At the end of my presentation tonight, one of 3 things will happen. Number 1, you'll have an opportunity to list your home with me. Or, number 2, you'll decide not to list your home with me. Or, number 3, hey, I'll decide not to take your listing. Anyone is fine. Let's quickly take a moment and review the questions I asked you over the phone. Now, you said you were moving to blank, right? You said you had to be there by blank, correct? You would like to price your home at blank, right? And you said you owe blank. Is that right? You said you were moving because of a blank, right? You said if your home didn't sell, you'd have to blank. You don't want to do that, do you? Now, you weren't planning on selling it yourself, were you? You did want your money out, correct? Now, there are only 2 issues we have to look at tonight. Number 1, your motivation to sell this home. And number 2, the price we set on your home. It's important that you understand those are the only 2 issues in selling real estate today. Name, are we clear on that? Now, I've prepared what we call comparative market analysis. There are 2 parts to this research. Part 1, we call fantasy land, what homeowners list homes for. Part 2, we call reality, what real estate agents list and sell homes for. Now, we're going to have to decide tonight where you're going to spend your time. Now, the purpose of the comparative market analysis is to determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. Now, do you know how the buyers determine value? I've prepared a card for you here that shows you. See, a buyer determines value by looking at the price of your home based on its features and benefits, and then comparing it to homes with similar features and benefits that have sold and are currently listed for sale. Does that make sense? For example, if you were going to purchase a new car and one dealership had a car for $20,000 and another dealership had the same car for $20,000, but it had a CD player and fancy rims, now which car would be more valuable? Why? The car with more for the same price is more valuable, right? What if the first dealership put the car with no CD player and rims on sale for $15,000? Which would be a better value then? Why? So you can see, you want to give them a graphic here, so you can see that if you want to increase value, A, lower the price, or B, have more features and benefits for the same price. Does that make sense? Unless you're planning on adding more features and benefits for the same price, price is the only issue. Can I show you what I mean? Look, this home is just like yours. How many bedrooms? How many baths? How many square feet? Do you know this neighborhood? Have you seen this house? Your house is better. Look what price they're asking. Look at how long it's been on the market. Now, you need to be in blank by blank, right? Now, you'll want to present that segment for each of your properties. Then we go into, what price do you feel we should use to create value in the eyes of the buyer and get someone to decide to buy your home versus the competition? Now that you've seen these prices, I'm going to recommend a price of blank. Will you name, list your home with me for that price tonight? All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Now let's talk about the price objection script. This is part 3 of the listing presentation. So if a client does not agree on the price, if you go over and over and over the comps, and that's what you need to do, go over and over and over and over and over the comps, keep explaining, keep educating them, keep showing them what you know about the comps, and if they still do not agree, then you go to the price objection script. Let's practice. Name, what price do you absolutely have to have? Based on that, there are a couple of real important questions I need to ask you. Specifically, why do you feel your home is worth blank $1,000 more than your neighbor's? Name, in today's marketplace, that simply means you've brought your home up to selling standard. I mean, all homes need blank, right? New homes have all that and more, don't they? Let me ask you a question. If a buyer wants to buy your home, but they plan to get rid of the blank the moment they buy your home, how much is it worth then? Exactly. Did you add that to your home for the next buyer or for your own enjoyment? Did you enjoy it? Now, if you were purchasing a home and 2 similar homes were for sale, one for blank and one for blank, which would you buy? Be honest. Wouldn't you want to use the extra blank $1,000 to do what you want to the home? Don't you think most buyers would feel just like you? Of course they would. That's why I'm going to recommend a price of blank. Based on what we know, do you want to list your home for that price tonight? All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Okay, now we're going to practice objections. There are 10 or 12 objections. There are a couple of variations that we're going to practice in here. And before we do, I want you to remember that when we are practicing objections, we're going to keep in mind, I'm so excited you brought that up. We're not going to say it out loud, but we're going to be excited. Each time someone gives us an objection, we're going to be excited. Remember, we don't want to be fearful and run away. We don't want to be aggressive and attack. We want to accept fully their objection and be excited for them. So let's practice the first objection. I only want to give you a 30 or 90-day listing. Let's practice together. Ready? I'm sorry, I won't do that. 6 months is our company policy. Therefore, all we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Sign the contract. We're thinking about XYZ company, or we've never even heard of your company. I can understand your concern, and I think you realize a company doesn't sell a home. It's the individual agent's activities. Do you feel I can sell your home? All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Sign the contract. We'll save the commission by selling it ourselves. Ready? I agree you can save the commission by selling it yourself. Are you aware that today over blank 1,000 homes are for sale? And last month, only blank homes actually sold? That's a blank month supply of homes if no other homes came on the market. And last month, blank homes came on the market. And what's worse is the fact that only 2% of all for sale by owners sell themselves. And 98% are listed and sold by real estate agents. Can you afford to have only a 2% chance of selling your home? Let's do the right thing and simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Sign the contract. Can't we list high and leave room for negotiating? Let's practice it. I understand you want to list high to leave room for negotiating. Have you considered the problem that creates for you? See, most people won't even bother looking at properties that are priced too high. Would you rather have me create a bidding war on your property or not have an opportunity to negotiate any offers at all? All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Sign the contract. We want to think it over. Now remember, there are two parts that we want to think it over. There's the person who wants to think it over because they're putting you off, and there's the person who wants to think it over because that's the strategy that they use for making decisions. So we're going to start by flushing out the real objection. When they say, I want to think it over, here's what we say. That's great. And since 3 minds are better than 2, let's think out loud together. Tell me, what are you thinking about? Okay, now let's do I want to think it over, but for the person who wants to take time to think about it, because that's their strategy for decision making. Let's do it. Ready? You're right. This is a big decision, isn't it? Yet, the decision must be made based upon what you want, correct? Let's do this. Sign the contract tonight, contingent upon your approval within 24 hours. That way we both win. Can I explain? You have 24 hours with no pressure, so you can feel comfortable and then sleep on it tonight. Then I'll call you in the morning and you simply tell me yes or no. If you say no, I'll rip up the contract. You have no obligation. If you say yes, I'll begin marketing your property immediately. Either way, all we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Okay, let's work on I have a friend in the business. I can appreciate that, and almost everyone does. So let me ask you, do you absolutely have to sell this home? Or are you just looking to do your friend a favor? Obviously, you had me out for a reason, right? Do you feel I can sell your home? All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Sign the contract. The other agent said they can get me more money. Let's practice it. I can appreciate that. And what you probably don't understand is this. An agent that will list your property overpriced assumes they can take the listing now and then start beating you up on the price week after week after week after week. Is that what you want? Who would? They're afraid to tell you the truth up front. Name, do you want the truth? Of course you do. Let's do the right thing and simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Sign the contract. You don't sell any homes in my area. Let's do it. That's a valid concern. The obvious reason you'll choose me now is that my company has homes for sale all over the community, meaning when you sign the contract tonight, we can expose your property to potential buyers from all over the area. Do you realize how important that kind of exposure is? Now, isn't that what you want? Of course it is. Therefore, all we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Sign the contract. Will you cut your commission? You know the answer. No. Any other questions? Let's try it again. Will you cut your commission? No. Any other questions? Then they might say, well, the other agent said they would. Let's practice. I can appreciate that. Can I tell you why that makes me nervous? If other agents do not have the courage to stand up to you regarding their own worth, how strong could they possibly be defending you and the price we set on your home? Name, I have that courage. Do you feel I can sell your home? All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Sign the contract. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Couple thoughts I want to leave you with. First of all, you want to practice with this tape 2, 3, 4 times a week. You'll want to second supplement your learning and your practicing of the scripts with role play. Actual live partners, not necessarily a live body, but you can do things over the phone. You can do it with people in your office. You'll want to do a different person every day. We recommend that you role play 5 days a week with 5 different partners, one for each day. You want to change your role play partners every 90 days because as soon as you get them figured out, they're no good anymore. Always, always, always use your book. Bring your book on the presentation. Use your book when you're making your presentation. Bring your book always. And then finally, let me just leave you with this. Come be with me at the Productivity School. Let's spend 4 days together going over the scripts, having fun, dissecting it line by line. Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Tearing every single thing apart so that you feel inspired, so that you're excited about the scripts. Because I know that some of the things that we did on this tape may make you scratch your head a little bit. Why did we do that? And I want to make sure and clarify all that. So if you haven't been to the Productivity School lately, come back. We're always upgrading. We're always doing new things. We're always changing the scripts based on your ideas and your real life situations. Can't wait to see you again. Thank you.